Hey guys, it's Twice here, and today I have a very special deck profile for you. This is our team member JD's deck. You actually recently just saw it in the fight between this deck and his Genesis. And I know I've already showed you Odd's Zeal deck, and once Cross has some time available, he's been working a lot recently, then I'll be able to show you some of his Eradicators. But for right now, we're going to start off, and we are running Mecha Trainer, so we are running Spike Brothers. Mecha Trainer, if you don't know, is basically Lizard Soldier Conroe, Counterblast 1, put him in the drop zone, and get any grade 1 into your hand that you want, and then you shuffle your deck. This isn't as important for Spike Brothers as Conroe is for Kagero, because even though this can get you perfect guards and whatnot, that's not really what Spike Brothers needs. A lot of times, Kagero will need that grade 1 support, like a Blade Seat or a Salamander card or something like that. But Mecha Trainer is still actually really good for this deck, you know, just to get like a perfect guard or any grade 1 that you might need. Alright, so we're going to jump into the triggers. And as with most Spike Brothers decks that you will be seeing, he is going to run 8 crit, so 4 of these, and 4 of these. Now, Silence Joker, this is an awesome card for Spike Brothers, because what he does is, he's basically like Sky High Walker for Pale Moon. You throw him into the soul, and then you unflip it damage. So the great thing about this card for Spike Brothers is that you're putting him in the soul and you're unflipping a damage, because Spike Brothers rely on soul blasting and then going back to the deck. It's that blitz mentality. That's why they're like the football theme. And unflipping a damage is useful because Dudley Emperor himself needs 2 counterblasts, and then of course you need to put 2 cards in the soul. But like cards like Highspeed Brakki, Juggernaut Maximum, and Reckless Express, the grade 1, 2, and 3 that need a Soul Blast, get 5k when they swing, and then go back to the deck, all need that Soul Blast. So having Silence Joker in this deck gives you a critical trigger, gives you a card to unflip damage, and lets you put a card in the soul, all at the same time. So yeah, it's a really good trigger lineup. And then of course we are running on top of that our Kitty Cats, our draw triggers. 4 draw, you know, just standard for most offensive decks. You want to have hand control. And then of course heal triggers, because Bushi Road has good consistency when it comes to making really hot heal triggers. Alright, moving on to the grade 1s. He runs 2 of the Medical Manager. So he's pretty much like Skull Juggler, or like a Luring Succubus for Dark Regulars, in that you place him on the rear guard or the Vanguard Circle and you Soul Charge 1. So it's really as simple as that. And again, Spike Brothers, they need that Soul Blasting, and that's why you really only need to run like 2 in this deck, because you're not trying to build up the soul to like Genesis, Dark Regulars levels, or even Pale Moon levels, because you're only relying on like 1 Soul Blast here, maybe 2, you know, so just having enough to where you can get off your abilities, that's kind of what he's for. Alright, and then we move on to, of course, we run our 4 Perfect Guards. Now these are the reprints. He actually had 2 other ones, but we decided to put the original ones in the trade binder because, frankly, they're worth more. And I don't know, I kind of like the artwork on this one a little bit more. It's, you know, it's updated. Anyway, so yeah, always run 4 Perfect Guards in World of Cross Rides, Break Rides, and Cross Break Rides. You know, that deal. And then this is one of my favorite cards in this deck, and that is Reckless Express. Reckless Express is like a grade 1 version of Highspeed Brakki. You Soul Blast 1, he gets 5k when he swings, and then he goes back to the deck. So he's a 12k swinger as a grade 1. He's good to like move up on the rear guard circle when you don't have anything like good to replace one of your rear guards. You know, Soul Blast 1, swing for 12, so he can hit like any grade, like any 11k. And if you get a trigger, I mean, he swings for 17. So this card is awesome. Like, his offense is great. And, you know, the fact that he goes back to the deck, he just plays so well with that Spike Brothers mentality. So, I mean, I really like this card. Not to mention, I mean, Reckless Express. I mean, look at the card art on this thing. It looks awesome. That's why I love this game. The artwork is just so incredible. And then we run, of course, 4 Wonder Boys, the 8k Vanilla, because these cards are really good to put behind Dudley Emperor, because Dudley Emperor is a 10k Vanguard, but he swings for 13 with his ability. So with this card, he swings for 21. So, you know, it just gives him that advantage over the 11k Vanguards. Making your opponent guard for 15 for their Vanguard is always nice. That's, you know, for 1 to pass. But, yeah, these cards are also good for, you know, just boosting like a Brakki or anything like that. It just combos really well with the deck. So, anyway, yeah, run 8 of those. So now we move on to our grade 2s, and he runs 3 Dudley Mason. Dudley Mason is a freaking awesome card. So, you don't know what Dudley Mason does. it is Counterblast 1 and choose Spike Brothers from your hand and put it into your soul. So again, you get that soul charging kind of ability. And when his attack hits a Vanguard, and you have a Spike Brothers Vanguard, which is probably going to be him. He likes to use this card in the Vanguard a lot. You may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 Spike Brothers, call to an open rearguard, and shuffle your deck. That's any Spike Brothers. That's a Juggernaut Maximum of Grade 3. That's a Highspeed Brakki Grade 2. An Express, a Wonder Boy. It's anything. It's a superior call from the deck. It gives you both offensive power and setup power. So if you don't have a good booster behind your Vanguard, well, now you do, because Dudley Mason is an awesome addition for Spike Brothers. Such a good card. Then here's another one of my favorite cards in the deck, Highspeed Brakki, because I don't know, I just like him. He's a funny looking card. So same thing as Reckless Express, rather. Soul Blast 1 gets 5k when he swings, so he's 14k by himself, and then he goes back to the deck. That's the awesome ability about Spike Brothers, is that they swing for a lot, and then they go back to the deck, so you're not like wasting too much time. You're getting what you need to do. It's hyper offense. It's awesome. And Brakki, the funny little charging rabbit. I don't know what position he would play, but he's just a really good card for this deck. And running 4, it's really just for the sake of consistency. And then this card couples really well with the deck as well. He runs 4 Charging Bill Collector. Again, Spike Brothers I think has like the most interesting random names. So it's just the card where if you have a Vanguard with Limit Break, he gets +3. But the thing about this is that although he doesn't go back to the deck, he still swings for 11. This is what Spike Brothers do best. They pressure. They're really good about pressure. And, you'd think that you wouldn't run a lot of these cards in a completed deck, but I mean, this card works so well with this deck because it gives you so much offensive power. And although he's only 8k for defense, that 11k when he swings is just enough to make your opponent guard for a little bit more. Plus, I mean, you do want some cards to stay on the field. You don't want to have to send everything back to the deck. And I don't believe the Dudleys have a 12k swinger yet. And then moving on to the Grade 3s, we have a pretty good lineup here. We have 2 Juggernaut Maximum. So Juggernaut Maximum is basically the Grade 3 version of Brakki, but he has 11k, which means that when you Soul Blast to give him 5k, he swings for 16 by himself. And if you boost him with anything, you're basically going to be hitting your opponent for a lot. And then he goes back to the deck. Plus, he combos so well with Dudley Mason, because you can call him from the deck with Mason's skill, or Bad End Dragger and Emperor combo. It's just freaking amazing. So, Juggernaut Maximum, just having that base 11k, even when he's on Vanguard, it's still 11k defense. That's pretty good. So, I mean, this card it's the leader of the Spike Brothers clan for a reason. It was made to combo with, every Spike Brothers deck. So, I definitely like the fact that he runs 2. And then, of course, for our other Grade 3s, we run 3 Bad End Dragger. I would actually argue that this card is one of the top 3, if not the best break ride out in English right now, because what a lot of people don't realize is that you can actually use his ability twice. And I'll explain that because now we look at the fact that he runs 3 Dudley Emperor. So Dudley Emperor is a lot better to run than Catapult, because Catapult is a Persona Blast, and Dudley Emperor is not. So let me explain how the strategy works. Alright, so let's say you have your Vanguard, Bad End Dragger. You're going to Break Ride Emperor. Okay, so now your front row rear guards are going to have 10k more when they swing. And you really don't want to boost them because they're going to have enough power by themselves. And if you wanted to, I guess you could use Brakki and Juggernaut, but what Bad End Dragger's skill requires that you do is that after those rear guards attack, they have to go back to the deck. So it combos really well with that Spike Brothers thing. But remember, Dudley Emperor lets you call 2 rear guards to the front row anyway. So what you're going to do is, you attack with your rear guards first, they get the 10k, they go back to the deck, and then you swing at Dudley Emperor, hopefully with a Wonder Boy behind him, so he swings for 31k, which would make your opponent have to guard for 25,000 shield. And then you activate the Limit Break, Counterblast 2, and put 2 Spike Brothers from your hand into your soul. And then you can call 2 new rear guards who are also going to get plus 10k. So think about that, and then they're going to go right back to the deck. So it frees up the rear guard spaces for Dudley Emperor. It's like Bad End was made for Dudley Emperor. They combo so well with each other. And I'd honestly say that is one of the best combos in the game right now. The pressure is just amazing what it can apply to your opponent. Eradicators, they're good with that, and Kagero, with DOT, Dauntless, that's another really good combination. But this one I think is just, it's like they were meant to combo with each other. Anyway, so that is his Spike Brothers deck, Emperor Dudley, Bad-End Dragger. And yeah, I think this is definitely his best deck. He's making a Dauntless DOTE, which is really close to being finished. He has 3 DOTEs and 2 Dauntless, and all of the support is done. So anyway, hope you guys liked the video. Remember to have a great day, keep card fighting, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos from Team Zenith, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.